Cross, you have here a man's desire to spend his life with someone, which is fueling all of his decisions. He's crossing his mind with that of a cat so he can spend his life with his cat, who has been his companion for a number of years. And this concept caused such outrage. But you have a company that scientifically provides a way for this to be possible. And throughout this film, he has to make his daughter understand why he wants this and why this is best for him. Although this story, obviously is sci-fi, so there's some unrealistic aspects of it, at the core is the love and a desire to not end up alone, which is a common human desire that everyone can relate to. His daughter already has these experiences with mind synchronization, which they set up in the beginning. So it's clear that she understands how it works, but also clear that she did not expect it to affect her father in this way. So you saw this conflicted aspect with this character versus this is something that I've been doing myself, and this is something I don't want him to do. And so how do I deal with this inner conflict and this inner turmoil that I feel concerning this matter? And he ends up doing it, and you do understand in seeing it how it makes sense for him, even though in the reality, it doesn't make sense for anyone else. But at the end of the day, it ends up happily because he isn't alone anymore.
Cross. Loved this piece. I loved the very warm tones throughout to balance the coldness of the tech world. I loved that juxtaposition that was just kind of bouncing off one another throughout. Nice world building, sleek, believable design, and almost like Black Mirror-like to it. It was grounded by a really deep love and stability throughout, like a stability and comfort. And I think when we have those two different, like the sleek, cold, futuristic, but then something that still feels very human and universal is a really important balance for a film, especially a short film. But I think all the themes were as clear as can be, and I think it's really well paced, well crafted. Impressed.
Cross. This was a very well developed sci-fi short. I really enjoyed the VR concept. These people trying to find a different life, in the virtual reality. I think this is very meaningful as well, because that's what happens more and more nowadays in real life. Just people tend to spend most of their time on social medias, on internet, and also on virtual reality, which is a thing that's happening now, and it's probably gonna develop up to this point we see in the film. So it's something that's taking away the real life, and I think also that the two worlds that we see, the younger and the elders, I think it was a very, very well done, very conflict between them, and the actors had managed to create stunning performances, and overall the special effects are absolutely incredible. So very well done, congratulations, very good short.
I loved the concept in Cross. I'm definitely a huge cat person, so seeing a man going to these great lengths to marry his cat was very amusing, but also there was also a very emotional side to this. His relationship with his daughter and her not knowing where she's going in life and seeing her dad make this choice was very interesting. The fact that the developer of this virtual reality space has turned himself into a cat was a little twist at the end that I liked as well. The fact that it used virtual reality so much in this film is sort of showing us where virtual reality could take us in the future. I thought that was a cool take on that technology. Overall, I thought this was a very clever concept, and the graphics were all really well. It was shot really well, and I loved the acting and the chemistry between the father and daughter. Even though what the father was doing seemed crazy, he sort of seemed to know more about his life and what he wanted from life, and seeing that from his daughter seeing that, I thought it was really powerful. Yeah, I really enjoyed this film, and I loved the ending as well, seeing the cats living happily ever after together.
Cross. This film has such a good sci-fi feel. The graphic qualities and elements of the eye that follows the security camera from the Stay Center and the hologram image, excellent. I wasn't so sure I could follow along with this concept and really dig into it, but the father explains himself to his daughter, and it becomes about values. The older father values what he used to have in life, his wife, who's been dead 20 years, and his daughter is wanting him to get with the program and get more technical, and there's so much more he could be doing or living, but he's not interested in that. And so now I understand his loving relationship that he has left other than his daughter is his cat, and the brain switch over to that is such an original concept. I like the shift in the daughter's thought, and that she's gardening and taking that and doing that for the father in his memory and calling the cat. It was a terrific way to end the story.
What a sad look at the future, that people get so lonely that they want to turn into animals just to marry them, because animals love us more than anything. I was wondering why at the beginning the girl looks so bored having sex, and then you find out she's not actually having sex. It's in her head. Her whole life is boring and in technology. She's not actually communicating with other people. You could feel the boredom coming off the screen. It's her loneliness for her dad to do something so scary because she's abandoned him and he just wants to be loved as well. This sci-fi film really is a dystopian look at the future about when people turn from each other and rely more on technology than communication. This is really, really sad, but it was really well made as well. It's one of those things that is almost like a novel that you wanted to keep flipping the page and hoping it would get better, and instead it just gets a little bit sadder and sadder.
This review is for Cross. I enjoyed this peek into a possible future with this film. It was interesting to see the transference of consciousness into a living creature. I like their special effects in terms of how humans will interact to have intimate moments. It's scary, I hope that doesn't happen ever. It was nice to see the daughter realize what she needed to be happy. It was a very happy story, and it was very original as well.